because I think the odds were just about the same against DK as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were
So I
exactly the same.
definitely probably give Braveheart better odds for this one. But just because Speed Gaming, kind of like DK, was just the more known team, the more known organization that is at least.
Right.
But I really haven't seen Speed Gaming with this iteration of the lineup for them, so I
Mm-hmm.
have no idea what to expect. But I think it's definitely going to be closer than it was against DK, for example.
Yeah, I would have to agree. DK had a little more time to develop some chemistry. They do have some standout players as well in their lineup. I'm not too familiar with Speed Gaming as yourself. Haven't been privileged enough to cast too much Eastern Dota, but we will see what their new lineup is able to do up against Braveheart here, and hopefully Braveheart, for their fans, will be able to redeem themselves. Speed Gaming is going to open up 1-2 with the Ogre Jakiro here, so two very strong heroes. Again, we're going to see an Elder Titan come out first, this time from Braveheart, however, and we'll see what they're able to do with that. Either way, very standard stuff from both teams. Tied Lycan ban on the Radiant side, and we will see the Void Bat Rider ban from Speed Gaming.
I would laugh so hard if it was in Nagasari pickup for Braveheart at the moment, just because it would be the exact same draft as Team Braveheart versus Team DK, the second game, but just opposite sides, or rather
Reversed.
Braveheart picking up what TK went for.
Yeah, so perhaps Speed Gaming saw them pick up the Ogre Jakiro and fail with it, and they want to show them how it's done here. Either way, two very strong supports regardless, and Jakiro also a strong core in his own right. And we did see the Liquid Fire not maxed out last game, I believe. It was a 2-2-2 build, so unfortunately there, perhaps we will see that strong ability be given a little bit more attention here, but we will see the Skywrath be picked up by Braveheart. So if that Jakiro is core, they are going to deny the Ogre Skywrath combo from Speed Gaming. And Skywrath, not something I've seen all too often lately, but always has been very effective in pretty much all metas, despite the nerfs to Mystic Flare.
I mean, Scarfmage definitely is a strong enough hero to pick it up in the first phase.
Mm-hmm.
Although Death Prophet, for example, is still available, just one of the heroes that usually gets picked up. Although I have to say, just kind of in any scene, like whether it be American, European, Southeast Asian, or by the looks of it, Chinese as well, Death Prophet, although it's still considered an extremely strong hero, it isn't favored as much anymore. I mean, I'm not too sure even why, just because Exorcism is still so annoying to deal with.
Right.
Maybe a lot of teams just don't like the long downtime. That's also why they maybe don't like Tidehunter as much. Just prefer a Centaur, for example. You can just fight a little bit more often with those.
Yeah, I mean, Death Prophet can be bursted down and often does have to opt for something like a BKB or a Heart, so perhaps that's some of the reason behind it, but that's really always been part of her mechanic. And as you mentioned, the long cooldown on Exorcism is a little bit of an annoyance, and with the changes to the glyph, she's not quite as effective. Usually can't go tier 1, tier 2 with an Exorcism like you used to be able to, so I mean, perhaps you just have to build too much around the lineup for Death Prophet, and she will be ignored thus far in the draft. Slark is going to be the ban here from Team Braveheart, and I do really like that ban up against the Skywrath, as Dark Pact is very good against the Ancient Seal. So we will see the Clockwork ban actually come out from Speed Gaming, and they'll pick up Some Call Me Sheen here. So one of my favorite heroes in the game. Love watching skilled Ember Spirits do their thing. Actually, most people would consider Skywrath a counter to Ember Spirit, but Ember can drop Skywrath very quickly as well. He does have pretty low base armor, and perhaps looking to deal with that low base armor, they pick up the Lich for Braveheart.
Well, I mean, it might even be just dual lanes in the making. Even a mid lane dual lane just to shut down the Ember Spirit is real good. I mean, although Flame Guard is all well and good, level 1 of it does pretty much nothing. From like level 3 onwards, it is rather hard for you to burst through the Flame Guard.
Right.
But that's usually the case. Looking at Braveheart's lineup so far though, Skyrath Mage, Lich, easy, just like cutting through butter with a knife. Just go in, Ancient Seal, a few Arcane Bolts, just one Frost Blast, no Flame Guard anymore. But I was kind of expecting maybe a Zeus to even come out from Braveheart, or maybe not expecting but hoping to. Just because with the Elder Titan Natural Order plus the Ancient Seal, they would just get blown up so fast.
Yeah, Zeus obviously a very potent hero in his own right, and with all that magic damage amplification, that reduction on the resistances would do quite a bit of work, and something the Ember Spirit relies on for survivability certainly is his Flame Guard, and with the ability to burst through that fairly quickly, he is very squishy if you're able to lock him down with the Ancient Seal, so he's not able to remnant out, so certainly something to be worried for the side of Speed Gaming. But they'll pick up a Nyx here, so interesting pickup. We'll be able to proc the Carapace off of the Chain Frost and will be not bad against the harass of the Skywrath Mage, but not a hero we see all that often, albeit a very effective hero in the mid game.
Yeah, it's definitely strong, especially if you can get a fast enough Blink Dagger for you as well. Impale, although it's kind of a skill shot, it's rather hard to land it if you're not used to it. Or at least land it on more than one hero. If you are used to just such spells though, it is definitely a great tool to have. Even the mana burn against intelligence heroes will be extremely significant, especially later on in the game when mana burn is actually maxed out as well. While this is like a 4-second cooldown, 5 intelligence multiplier, it just does so much. But for Braveheart now, they go for an anti-mage, so one thing that they are heavily lacking is just lockdown. They have the Ancient Seal, yes, against the Ember Spirit, but he might still be able to just like activate drums, activate his face boots, and just run away normally.
Yeah, and they certainly aren't short of it for the side of Speed Gaming, so certainly advantage in their favor in that respect. They do have the Fire Blast, the Ice Path, and the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains combo. They also have the Impale from the Nyx Assassin, and that will be set up by the aforementioned abilities, so shouldn't be missing too many Impales here. Should be able to find a lot of solo kill potential on this Skywrath Mage for the Nyx Assassin, so I really do like the direction Speed Gaming is taking this in. Thus far, of course, Anti-Mage very survivable against a lot of this magic burst here with that spell shield, and will be their insurance policy to translate to the late game, especially coupled with that Elder Titan. So Braveheart certainly do have the capability to take this late game and win here, but early on I certainly favor Speed Gaming.
Probably so indeed, so we'll see how much pressure they can actually put on the anti-mage. And all they do is pick up a Temper Assassin as the last one. So running Temper Assassin and Ember Spirit as pretty much their two heavy hitting cores. Is this... I mean, it probably is Nyx Assassin offlane now, right? Just because otherwise, if it's a Jakiro offlane, that would mean 2 melee supports, and that, especially with a 3rd melee being on the tri-lane as well, could become a little bit awkward that way.
Certainly so, and TA really not considered, like, it is a ranged hero, but very short one in that. I really do like the TA pick, however, into the lineup of Braveheart. They really have no tick damage whatsoever, all burst damage, so the refraction charges will be very effective until an anti-mage is able to get that mana style up and burn it down a little bit quicker. But they will pick up the axe and look to fight right into the face of Speed Gaming, create a little bit of space for this anti-mage. Carrot actually going to pick that up for the mid lane, so the Battle Hunger is finally a tick damage mechanic that they do have up against those refraction charges. We'll see if Speed Gaming looks to dodge that axe mid and put the Ember Spirit there instead with the Flame Guard to fight up against that axe.
Maybe so. I mean, definitely axe is always a fun hero to see, to be honest. And that's pretty much their only means of lockdown. With the Berserker Skull, it's something that they're going to have to use wisely. And the one thing is that axe, although you can take off early, just so many axes unfortunately tend to fall off at one point. I'm not too sure which game it was by now, but it was, I think, for the... Oh, I think it might have been like Arcanis versus First Departure. Yes, it was, I think. Yesterday, joined the league. Arcanis, they had an axe which had like 2 or 3k net worth above anybody else, like already 10 minutes into the game. So you would have thought like, this axe is just gonna go and kill everything. Yeah. But he got a little bit overeager, just jumped into like 4 heroes solo and something like that, started giving away kills. And axe, I mean, the early potential is good, especially if you get that early Blink Dagger, but you fall off quite often as well.
Yeah, and they do have a lineup that can punish anyone who overextends from the side of Speed Gaming, so certainly something to worry about for this axe, and a lot is going to be on the back of this axe in the early game to create space for that anti-mage and keep him up and farming. But either way, let's hop into introducing the teams here. God 7 for Braveheart playing in the off lane on that Elder Titan. We'll see Move picking up the Lich, perhaps in a dual mid lane with the anti-mage here. And we will see Carrot picking up the Axe alongside 91 on the Skywrath Mage.
As for Speed Gaming, for them, Ivy playing the Nyx Assassin with NT on the Jakiro, or not NT, YFTX, okay there. And those names, Piao playing the Temper Assassin with Chao Yue on the Ember Spirit, and the last one will be Melody Lovers on the Ogre Magi.
Yes, we can read that last one for sure, but looks like they'll pick up a double damage for 9-1 in the top, and Bounty Rune for Melody Lovers in the bot lane, and we will see the anti-mage mid up against this TA with the assistance of the Lich, at least for the first wave, to sacrifice one of those creeps And actually looks like he sacrificed one in the off lane to help out the Elder Titan here, so that is the case. But we'll see a dual lane mid. They're not going to be able to harass this TA all that much with the Frost Blast from move out, as he does have the refraction charges. So not sure too much about this laning decision. I was expecting them to put the Axe here, but the dual lane nonetheless should be able to hamper the farm of Piao, as Melody Lovers does put some harass into God 7 in the off lane with an ignite and a few right clicks. Boots first on the Ogre.
I have to say that the more I think about it, the more I kind of like the Axe pick, just in the sense that if you can get the jump on the Ember Spirit or the Temper Assassin and bring them down to, like, let's say half HP, depending on what level the Axe is with his ultimate, even if they get the refraction off or just get the Flame Guard, for example, the Axe, if the heroes are low enough by that point anyway, might still be able to get the Culling Blade. Although I actually don't even know exactly. You can Culling Blade through refraction even, right?
Yeah, I believe so. You can Culling Blade through Grave, so I wouldn't see why not through Refraction. But this Elder Titan in the offlane does mean that Speed Gaming are able to put a dual offlane here of the Nyx Jakiro, and they will be able to hinder Carrot's farm on this Axe quite a bit and find some for their Nyx as well, and perhaps he'll be able to make some rotations off of that. So I really do like the laning decision from Speed Gaming, and there's no real way that this Ember Spirit can be punished once 1v1 against this Titan, even with Melody Lovers pulling.
Well, the thing with Ember Spirit is that, well, it depends, of course, how the team wants to run him. With the overall lineup that they have, I would expect the Ember Spirit to go rather aggressive once you get maybe like level 7 or something like that.
Right.
But mid lane, gets harassed, even sentries down, a little bit of mana break, just some right clicks in with the Frost Blast as well. Just making Temper Assassin back off, although he is bottle crowing, so it's not going to be doing that bad. Last hit-wise, 5-1 compared to A7 and free, so anti-mage not that far ahead. Especially if you look at Axe, for example, who's at 15-0. Also went to the side camp, of course, to get a few extra just last hits there as well. If this Axe can continue at the same pace it's going now, it's going to have a really fast blink dagger, and with a fast blink dagger, usually Axe has a huge impact.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay from 9-1 on the Skywrath. He picked up a Haste Rune and rotated down through the Ancient area here and actually got spotted out by the creeps rather than sitting on the high ground. He could have found pretty much an easy courier snipe with that Haste Rune, but chose to show himself, and unfortunately does have to rotate back towards the jungle and look to find a pull here. And it's only a single pull, so not going to be too good for Carrot, as First Blood actually does happen bot lane. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains combo with the Ogre Ignite and Fire Blast as well, and they'll bring down this Elder Titan. So nice combo up there by the Ogre and Ember Spirit.
I have to say, it's probably Elder Titan something that he didn't expect. Karov might be in some trouble, but he gets the Berserker Skull and he turns around. Temper Assassin in the meantime goes down mid lane as well. Anti-Mage does go down to the tower, even move himself, dropping extremely low on the Lich, but they get the kill, so Temper Assassin doesn't get the XP for it. They also kill the Nyx Assassin, so all in all, suddenly action on every single lane.
Yeah, so 2-2 is your score, 3.5 minutes in. Overall, trade looks pretty good for Braveheart as they bring on the TA as well as the Nyx, and they only lose their offlane ET, who's still level 3, almost level 4 now. Melody Lovers rotating towards the mid to help out this TA. Piao baiting himself out a bit. Blink is down for a couple seconds for the anti-mage, but he's just going to put some right click into Melody. Refraction going to be popped here by Piao. It's going to get dropped very quickly. Ignite goes out onto the anti-mage, though. That will back him off for the time being. Piao going to have to bottle up here as the 4-minute rune is about to spawn. And it looks like YFTX going to look to go secure this, but he will run into 9-1 on the Skywrath. He's going to catch a concussive shot. Double damage bottled up by Piao, and they will back off for the time being, as Chao Ye has some free time to farm in the bot lane, but God 7 hasn't been stopped. He's sitting on level 4.5 on this Elder Titan. You compare that to the Nyx Assassin, who is about the same, so not doing too poorly.
Nyx is also kind of sharing the XP with Jakiro, and Jakiro has been extremely abusive against Kairo. Just every single time Liquid Fire is a cooldown, you apply it. Although, has gone for 2 points into Dual Breath rather than into the Liquid Fire.
Yeah.
A little bit weird of a build, but I guess it can work out. Mid lane, Piao activates the double damage, harasses even the anti-mage a little bit. With the Psyblade, doing a lot of damage to move as well. Man, if you can angle the Psyblades correctly, they can do so much for you.
Yeah, especially with that double damage. And he does throw a Meld Strike into the anti-mage, so a little bit of annoying there. He will bottle up as well. Chao Ye on the Ember Spirit has picked up his Phase Boots, is now level 5 in that bot lane. Farming very well. Take a look at the CS chart. Braveheart in the mid lane, getting very low. Piao will be able to bring down this Lich here with one more right click, and Move does feed over a solo kill to the TA. That is huge for the side of Speed Gaming. And
how long did the freaking double damage last for? It felt like it had been there for ages on him already. And I think Braveheart definitely underestimating that as well. Even Anti-Mage almost died to spill damage of the Psyblades. One more right click with the right angling would have been just a double kill for them. And last hit wise Anti-Mage, only 2 last hits ahead as well, although they've been just with the numbers advantage being there in a dual lane for the most part. So extremely well done. Safe lane farm, Axe a little bit ahead, but just because he's been having access to the side camp as well, just going to farm that up every now and then. But all in all, a rather even game so far, at least with last hits.
Melody looking to find the anti-mage mid. He will blink back and will run into move here. Does have a fire blast as well as the ignite. Is out of tower range currently, but will take a couple of tower hits to the face. And we'll have to rotate out. Psionic Trap is there to zone him. And Carrot gonna die in the bot lane to the tower. As they will be able to rotate out Iwi on the Nyx Assassin. Dual Breath out onto 9-1. He'll drop here as well. So nice couple of kills in the face of the Jakiro. Nyx not quite there for that experience on the second one, but Jakiro will find level 5.5 from that. The Nyx also around the same, and a very nice little couple of minutes here for Speed Gaming.
Yeah, looking pretty good. I do believe it started with actually Braveheart trying to go for the Nyx Assassin. But once the Berserker's Call ended, there was a double man impale. With of course Dual Breath to follow. Liquid Fire might have even landed on both as well early on. So really well done. Carrot still up to 1.5 kills to the Blink Dagger. Looks to still come out with a pretty good timing. Melody Lovers though, he's gonna see move go into the Roche Pit. Or no, I guess he didn't see him, man. Nighttime vision too strong, but he's going for the bottom lane. God 7 might be an easy kill if the Ember Spirit comes close enough. I mean, Ember Spirit level 7. There's the Fire Blast coming out. Ignite to follow. Searing Chains to connect, which are maxed out 3-second duration. But usually the builds just maxing out Flaming Guard. That's mid lane, never mind. They're going for Piao. Does he get the meld? Well, he's safe. He turns around with the Psionic Trap. Not gonna chase them really, just because that would have been kind of suicidal. But a 3-man gank, and he even survives.
Yeah, gank thwarted there. He's going to pick up a bounty rune as well. He'll almost be level 7, drop a Psionic Trap to scout that next rune. And Carrot is in the mid lane. Perhaps will be aggressed upon by the Ogre as well as the Jakiro. No points in Ice Path, however, so don't know that they quite have the lockdown to bring him down. He's fairly tanky with his Tranquil Boots up, sitting 872 HP currently. But the Anti-Mage has now rotated towards that safe lane. PMS Boots, Ring of Health, 650 gold on him. Is sitting 4th overall in the net worth. Quite below Piao despite having that lane dominance early on with the Lich at his side.
Yeah, it's really well done by Speed Gaming to just kind of make it so that Anti-Mage doesn't get off to the free start with the laning. Probably Braveheart, they were kind of expecting to actually have Anti-Mage like super farm number 1 at this point in time. But he's struggling even at the top lane now, even with the Portman Shield and Ring of Health. Just 3 Liquid Fire spam is too much for you to handle. Even if you get massive mana breaks on the Jakiro, he's still gonna be able to Liquid Fire you. I still feel like that spell should get like some kind of mana cost at least.
Yeah, definitely. So they're going to put quite a bit of chip damage into the tower here. It's at about 50% HP. Carrot is going to run into Melody Lovers, but perhaps only saw him a quick glimpse of him. Either way, everything will stagnate in that top lane. Move has rotated down to the bot lane. Is going to find his level 6 on the Lich here within this wave, and he will have Chain Frost up, so maybe they look to fight off of that. But already YFTX sitting at level 6. The Nyx Assassin just picked up his level 6, so Vendetta now skilled up for Iwi, and he will be able to throw the Impale out, but it is going to whiff here. Dual Breath going to land on the Anti-Mage, but just going to harass him. Meanwhile, Piao being gone on in the mid lane. Ancient Seal up onto him, but he'll be just fine. Still 2 bottle charges ready as well. And 1,300 gold sitting on the TA. What do you think he goes for here? Is this a drums game? He does already have the tread, so not the phase drums that we see from many TAs.
Oh, bottom lane though, God 7 is gonna go down to Chow Yue. Yes! Although I'm sure it might lose his own life as well. It doesn't have a Remnants bottling up though with the magic wand. Barely stays alive against the tower last hit. So we chased him down solo, even without the Flame Guard. Just double Searing Exchange was enough damage in the end. But can you repeat the question?
Well, Iwi picks up the last hit on the tower. Just wondering what you think the TA build is here for Piao. Does look like perhaps is building into the drums, as I mentioned. Bracer and Robomagi already. Bot lane, Vendetta's here from the Nyx. Impale first. No Vendetta Strike going to be used, and won't be able to kill off the Skyroth. He's going to get the Carapace off before the Berserker's Call. So nice move there by EY. keeping that until needed. And Melody Lover's going to rotate in and back everyone off, but he does have to throw the Impale before the Vendetta Strike. Chain Frost going to go top lane, however. They're going to Mana Void up YFTX. Nice kill for this anti-mage Lich combo.
Yeah, bottom lane Carrot finds himself a Berserker Skull while the Creeper was there. Got himself the Ogre with the Culling Blade. So I believe that's the first tank of the game. Although Impale comes out, there's the Ember Spirit coming back to the rim and gets the Searing Chain. Sleight of Fist is used. Berserker Skull did get dodged by the Sleight of Fist, maybe. Or it didn't matter in the end, in any case. And even PL gonna come in. They're gonna get Carrot here as well. So lots of kills just traded in kind of all the lanes. But the Temper Assassin, like you said, looks to be going for the drums. Might even be the Yasha next. In that case, just go for the massive movement speed. And I guess it's not too bad just because slows are kind of the only things Braveheart has. So if you can kind of outrun the slows, the Berserker Skull might not even land onto if the axe, unless he like really blinks literally on top of you. So between your own movement speed and between the slow of the Psionic Traps, it should be really easy for both the Temper Assassin and even the Ember Spirit to just stay on top of targets and right click. Yeah,
Call the only thing going through BKB as well. I mean, they're going to have quite a good time if they get a BKB up on this TA. Going to avoid the Stomp. The Chain Frost is there to stop TPs, but the Call really the only thing to be worried about. And speaking of Call, bot lane Chao has been called. He's going to get Ancient Sealed up. Impale is out onto 2, as well as the Dual Breath, and they should be able to kill 9-1 here. The Sentry goes down, however. Frost Blast, 1 counter Helix, going to kill off the Nyx. Last Liquid Fire, though, they get the Axe as well. 2 for 2 in that bot lane. YFTX standing strong here. Dual Breath out onto the Elder Titan. There's the Liquid Fire as well. Will God7 tick down? It looks like he will. And triple kill for YFTX. He's not stopping there. There's the Ice Path out. There's a Liquid Fire here as well. Ultra kill for the Jakiro, but he's going to be dropped. Dominating streak going the way of the Anti-Mage. Still very nice for that Jakiro. 2200 gold sitting in dole for YFTX. Meanwhile, Piao farming mid lane as well as the Ogre. Melody Lovers finding some farm top.
Man, Jakiros can be such a strong support if you have enough levels on him, and he's level 10 already, which is absolutely ridiculous. And with all those kills, he's gonna have a Yule Scepter finished soon enough as well. Unfortunately, or at least somewhat unfortunately, Ice Path isn't maxed out for him, so not gonna get that much value out of it immediately. But somewhere along the way, the Yule Scepter Ice Path will still pretty much be able to kill off anybody with some help. But mid lane now, Scarf Mage is gonna be the one, just another Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. So far, the Ember Spirit has been landing every single one of them, at least from what I've seen. So really well done by him. And they are kind of, maybe not completely just preventing Braveheart from getting their own items, but speaking, they're just getting more done with their support and their cores both.
Yeah, they are leading the net worth, both of their cores atop the Axe and the Anti-Mage respectively in 3rd and 4th. And they are going to have to look to mount a defense here mid lane with Carrot. Blink Dagger has been cancelled. Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. He's going to get the call off on Piao. Chain Frost not going to bounce very well. Ice Path is going to land there. Call is going to be too early. Mystic Flare not going to finish off Piao, but with the Ancient Seal, Mana Void, they'll bring him down. Lich dying on the backlines to Chaoya and Iwi. Stomp goes out onto 2 there. Fire Blast is going to land, however, onto the Anti-Mage. Ice Path is there to finish him off after the Searing Chains, and 4 go down for 1. Double kill going the way of the Ember Spirit in the mid lane. Braveheart probably going to use their tier 2 as well. Buyback only available on the Anti-Mage.
At the moment, looks like Ember Spirit might be going for a Yasha as well after Drum, so they might be going for like kind of identical builds with the Temper Assassin, just with the difference of boots. Not too sure what Temper Assassin will go next for though. Might go for like straight off Blink instead of a Yasha, but Ember Spirit with a Band of Elven Skin, was it a misclick and he's still going for a Battle Fury, or is it actually a Yasha?
Not exactly sure. I really don't expect to see a Yasha ever on an Ember Spirit. You really need raw damage. And I guess it does give the agility, but move speed, not really the best on Ember Spirit. You do have the mobility offered by your remnants, so not exactly sure what that's there for at this point, but I guess we will have to wait and see. Smoke rotation is from the side of Braveheart here. They're not going to find anyone in this top lane, however, as everyone is postured up pretty defensively for Speed Gaming. They're actually smoking themselves, looking for someone in the off lane, so both teams thinking very similarly at this point, but Speed Gaming are going to be, I guess, the beneficiaries of this, although the Anti-Mage is farming the lane here, and they will look to perhaps push towards this tier 2 for the side of Speed.
Well, Ember Spirit has finished up the Yasha, so I mean, I guess if you go for a full-on meta style, you can get rid of one of the biggest threats on Braveheart, which is the Ancient Seal. You can just get rid of it with the meta style. I still think Battle Fury just first of all, Cleave is always going to be nice. Ember Spirit, and it just actually allows you to farm faster, which is pretty much the biggest aspect of it.
Yeah, certainly so. And you can build even a BKB to remove that Ancient Seal. So I don't know about this Manta pickup, but either way, he is fairly ahead. Gonna get hit by that Ancient Seal there. Stomp. Gonna be a little bit short. But Concussive Shot doing quite a bit of work.
Yasha value right there, I guess.
That movement speed right there, getting away from the Echo Stomp. So perhaps it does pay off. Either way, they'll find the T2 pretty much uncontested. There will be some split pushing going on from the Anti-Mage in the top lane. Glyph is available here. It's not going to be quite in deny range yet, so they'll let it probably tick down to deny range, and they do so. And perhaps they will glyph it up and deny it here, as there is a siege creep, so maybe the Ember should rotate over and deny this, and he actually allows them to get the last hit. Meanwhile, TA getting the tower in mid lane. They're going to be a Culling Blade there, and they'll bring one down in the Nyx Assassin. Axe will fall simultaneously, though. They won't be able to find anything else, so nice kill from the Axe before he goes down, bringing the Nyx with him. But they do bring down the tier 2 in the mid. Not sure why Chaoya didn't deny that one top, but either way, Roshan should be dropping fairly quickly with the Bloodlust as well as the Meld minus armor. And they do have drums on both the Ember and the TA if they want to pop it here to bring him down a little more quickly. But either way, no one going to be quite ready from Braveheart to defend this.
So, is the Aegis going to go to the Ember Spirit or the Temporary Assassin here?
I would like the TA to have it, and Piao does pick it up. Ember's just a little more survivable, I guess. With a couple sets of Refraction, I feel like this TA can do tons of work in these fights, and they don't have too much tick to bring her down, as we mentioned before. If they get that one call off from the Axe, it is what, 10-second cooldown? So if they get that one call off from the Axe and burst her down quickly, that second life should do quite a bit. Especially if this Ember is able to get a Sleight of Fist Searing Chains combo off, or even a nice Impale from Iwai, who has picked up Arcanes and his Blink now. So the Nyx ever more effective with that Blink pickup.
Well, we do have pretty much one of the biggest items coming out for Braveheart at the moment. So Anti-Mage does just now finish up the Battle Fury. So you can start farming, although they're gonna go for the Ember Spirit, but the Searing Change onto 2. Of course, unfortunately, the Flame Guard was immediately taken care of, just because, well, Lich was around. So he does make it out himself, doesn't get the counter kill on Lich, although with a few extra seconds of Flame Guard, might have easily been able to get the burn. But speed, they're just going for the push at this point in time. I mean, with the Jakiro being level 11 already, having the mech going for the Eul Scepter next, this tier 2 should be easy, but oh, the Berserker's Call comes out into the Earth Splitter to follow, catches to Mystic there, maybe a little bit too much committal for one hero, and now the Psyblade doing a hell of a ton of damage from Piao. And they're gonna go for Kairat, who's on the sidelines. With the Blade Mail activated, well, they don't care too much about it. So it's a 2-for-1 in the end, and I just feel like too much was committed for one Nyx Assassin kill.
Yeah, really loving this PA pick and how it's working out for speed gaming here. So survivable with those refraction charges against a lineup that's heavily reliant on burst. Anti-Mage will find the tower bottom, Radiant actually finding, or Dire actually finding the last hit there, but they're going to take a lot of damage onto their tier 3 here, and they're going to need this Anti-Mage to TP back soon. Axe, no buyback available for 14 seconds, and pretty much the entire Dire lineup does not have buybacks. The Lich and the Skywrath do. Sleight of Fist Searing Chains grabs move here, but only going to be a zoning one for the time being. It looks like they'll take the tier 3, pop the drums, and back off for the time being. Jump forward with the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. Concussive Shot is going to land on Chaoya, but they won't have the chase potential here. And Anti-Mage still considering the split push. Aegis is still up here for 2.5 minutes, a little bit in excess of that on the TA. So they can look to regroup, regen up, and go back towards the high ground if that's their choice.
Yeah, they probably could go for it just because all the auto towers have been destroyed. So what else objective is there for them to go for? They got already Roshan, the tower's been destroyed. But now, the Nyx Assassin is on the hunt for something. Has the Vendetta only level 1 though. But still, and actually, we haven't seen like too many Vendetta ganks. I think like the one proper Vendetta gank was towards the bottom lane where he even failed because he started with the Impale rather than the Vendetta hit on the Skywrath.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much space created from this Nyx, and his Vendetta will expire here. He does have the Blink Dagger, however, and can do some work with that Spike Carapace, which is maxed out now in these engagements. But yeah, as you mentioned, not being too much of a solo threat here. Yasha, or at least the first makings of it coming out for the Anti-Mage here. He'll pick up that Blade of Alacrity But we'll see Speed Gaming group up on the high ground, and they can look to go in on Carrot here. Blink forward, Impale is going to whiff. Mana Burn will be there to cancel his own Blink. Spike Carapace there as well. They'll bring down Move very quickly. He will melt to the Temporal Assassin. Earth Splitter's completely going to whiff, as is the Cull. It does land on Piao here. Mystic Flare going to go out as well. He's going to get mech'd up, but that's just the Aegis. Dual Breath onto 2 from the Jakiro. And Anti-Mage burning down. He'll blink forward and Mana Void up the Nyx Assassin, but won't be able to bring him down, who starts bottling up. They'll bring down Carrot here with a Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. Meld Strike going to bring down another. Few more right clicks. God 7 next to fall. That's 4 down for none. Instant buyback from the Lich. But they're already putting so much ship damage into this tier 3. Anti-Mage is way the hell down in the off lane, pushing out the wave. So they're pretty much sacking this lane of racks here, as there's no buyback on the Axe or the Skyrack.
Man, excellent stuff once again from Speed Gaming, and pretty much every single fight has gone more or less the same way for the past 6 to 10 minutes, I would like to say even. The Assassin has finished up Desolator now as well, 21 minutes in. They are just way too farmed, and well, there's no tier 3 on the top lane, so just why not go for double sets of cracks 21 minutes into the game.
Yeah, they'll at least bring down both melees here, and definitely a good decision from them to take down the meat shields early, and they will be able to back off. Remnant out from the Ember Spirit, and Concussive Shot is going to latch, but a little bit too far onto Piao here, and they'll make good use of that Aegis, so very heads up play from Speed Gaming. Roshan not up for at least another 3 minutes, so 24 to 11 is your score, 21 minutes in. Taking a look at the metrics, 15,000 net worth lead, 10,000 experience lead generated by Speed Gaming thus far.
So I think we're gonna see just how strong of a carry Anti-Mage can be. Although I do feel like they probably fell a little bit too far behind, even for the Anti-Mage to come back into this game. But I guess if there's a hero to just farm fast enough and be able to fight and just go like 1v5 style almost,
right,
it might be the Anti-Mage, but there's the Searing Chains, Ice Path to follow as well. I guess he might just go down right here. Matas style activated, gets the first blink out, Remnants forward, one more Sleight of Fist, not even, it's just a normal right click. All things are going like that, I guess there's no chance. Of course, Speed Gaming, they have just so much lockdown in general, that this Anti-Mage kind of needs to go for a BKB at one point as well.
Yeah, beautiful anticipatory Remnant there from the Ember Spirit for Chao Ye, but as you mentioned, that really is the story of the game thus far. Such a lack of lockdown, aside from the call for Braveheart, and just an abundance of lockdown for Speed Gaming here, and they've been able to trap targets down for this TA and the Ember Spirit to do work, and it has paid dividends thus far. They are going to group up in the bottom lane here and look to push down what is the last standing set of racks, I should say. There are 2 range racks available in the other lanes, but bringing down this melee, or at least the tier 3, will be huge for Speed Gaming.
So Speed Gaming, looking at the last set of racks already, well, I guess last tier 3 for now. But the range racks definitely don't mean too much. Although they're going to separate you from supersized mega creep, so I guess Braveheart, they're going to hold on to whatever they can. At the moment, they're looking for the perfect jump with Carrot's Axe. Has the Blade Mail as well, so potentially can do quite a lot. But man, so can Temper Assassin. Just with the Desolator, even without the meld hit, Axe has to be somewhat careful. You do get the bonus armor while the Berserker's Call is activated. After that though, you might just die immediately. Yeah,
with the Bloodlust, she's just eating to this tier 2. Jump forward call. Mystic Flare is there as well, but with the refraction charges, Piao's so survivable. Earth Splitter actually going to bring down the TA though. There's a call on the Nyx as well. Axe going to be next to fall. He'll buy back instantly. Chao Ye doing work though, finds a double kill. He'll bring down the Skyra. Multicast, Ice Path out onto the Anti-Mage. He'll have to buy back instantly as well. There's the Stomp, call onto 2 from Carrot. They'll bring down the Ember Spirit here, but a nice Fire Blast Ignite out onto Carrot. That's a dieback for the Axe. Mana Void will finish off the Ogre here. Triple kill for the Anti-Mage, so certainly worth the buyback, but they lose their tier 3 here, and they have to force out buybacks on both the Axe and the Anti-Mage, so definitely a win for Braveheart as they do bring down 5, and they force the Nyx buyback, but the Nyx buyback kind of worth it there as he brings down the ET. Either way, their buildings are certainly very vulnerable here. They lose the range racks in the top to the creep wave, and Eway just gonna have to blink out now as he tries to put some more damage into that range rack. So not sure if it was worth his buyback to find that 1 kill, but either way, things look good for Braveheart in that engagement, but overall in the big picture looking very good for Speed Gaming.
Yeah, really nice mana void as well, getting the cleave of it, or the AoE of it, however you want to say it, onto the Ogre Magi as well. First using it onto the Jakiro, who just before the fight had a Veil of Discord as well, so he did a ridiculous amount of damage in that fight. But So they get the tier 3, they don't get the Rex for now, but Nix Assassin on the hunt for something more. Don't think he can solo kill. Well, I guess maybe Lich might be the target, 777 HP.
Yeah.
Can he get the Skyrev solo though? Oh, he's not solo anymore just because Ember Spirit came in as well. And they're gonna get the big Ancient Black Dragon as well just because Anti-Mage had to blink out. So insult to injury even. They want to go for next Roshan, but it got almost a maxed out timer. So a little bit unfortunate for Speed Gaming. Definitely good for Braveheart. Gonna be able to just fight a couple extra minutes without the Aegis being there. Manta style done on the Anti-Mage, but he just needs so much more, to be honest.
Yeah, he's going to need a lot more to be effective enough. At least a Vlad's for the armor against this TA and the lifesteal at this point, but won't be anywhere near that. He does now pick up the Manta, as you mentioned, so we'll be able to Manta out of things like Searing Chains, but at the same time, they're just so far on the back foot for the side of Braveheart, and Piao just going to stand on the high ground with that Bloodlust active, and the Desolator should be able to bring down these towers very quickly. They should be able to liquid fire spam as well and not risk too much here. Jump forward, Cole. Not quite there, actually wasn't cast yet. Ice Path is there, however. There's a Macro Power as well. Impale from the Nyx Assassin. Mystic Flare completely going to whiff. Chain Frost doing tons of work though. Earth Splitter is going to be able to bring down that Nyx Assassin. Ignite goes out. Piao going onto the high ground, onto 9-1. Meld Strike is there. There's the Sleight of Fist as well with the Searing Chains. They'll bring down the Skywrath. He doesn't have buyback at this point, as he did die earlier and use it. And Piao just on the high ground with that Bloodlust brings down the range racks. There's a Remnant there as well from Chow. Yeah, Mana Void not able to cancel his TP. He'll be able to rejoin the fray as he pleases. There's a call there on the Courier from the Axe. Not sure what the hell that Courier was doing that far up. And that will go down, but doesn't look like this will stifle the push here. Remnant back in from Chow. Yeah, he'll get the Sleight of Fist out. Ice Path just short onto the Anti-Mage. Blink forward, call onto 2 from Carrot, but will he pay with his life for this? He doesn't bring down YFTX. They will mech him up, and the Axe gonna die. That's a dieback as well for him, or no buyback for him. Lich doesn't have buyback either, and it looks like GG gonna be called here. And snowballing TA for Piao, and Speed Gaming living up to their name in this one, hastily finishing off Braveheart in 27 minutes. Third game of the day dropped by Braveheart. This is a best of 2, guys. We'll be back for the next game. Coucher, any final thoughts on this game 1?
No, nothing more than Speed Gaming. Nice draft, aggressive one, and just they executed it just as it was meant to be.
Yeah, certainly an aggressive draft with some good disable there. So well played from them, guys. We'll be back shortly with game 2.